Assalamu alaikum. This video is for class 5 English literature, and today we are going to start the story The First Spider. Yes, as according to the name, it is about the spider, the first spider, and people doesn't like the spider at all. They get afraid from the spider and they don't like that, and they feel that it's very ugly and scary, and because of the spider we get our garden and home very dirty, but its web is very beautiful and amazing. But due to spider, our clean and white houses become very dirty and old type. So that's why housewives don't want to see spiders in their home, and basically our mothers and we also don't want to keep spiders and see spiders in our roofs and walls because it doesn't look good. The science name of spider is arachnidae, and it comes from arachne, and arachne was the girl in old time. Yes, this story is about the girl that was her name was Arachne. She was very clever, she was very smart, and she did a very great work with the thread, and she was very skillful. She was artist, and in her early age she started to weave the thread, and she started to play with the thread and needles, and her work was amazing. She was very smart with the needle and very quick hand. She did amazing work. She took sheep wool for making thread, and with that thread she made clothes of that wool, and on the clothes she drew the pictures of flowers and colorful plants, birds, and her picture was amazing and very lifelike. It looks very 3D and real pictures she made, and her hands was busy and people visited her to see her work. She became very famous and she became very rich. She was a daughter of poor farmer, but now she earned lots of money from her skill. People praised her, people admired her, and everyone says that Arachne's work was very done. Due to this admiration and praise, she became very proudy, arrogant, and started to boasting about her skill. She used to talking about that I'm the best, no one can make these pictures like me, and nobody can better me. So one day a merchant visited her. The merchant wanted to make a picture for her wife, so Arachne did it, and Arachne made the picture of his wife. The picture was, as always, was very beautiful and amazing. So merchant admired her work and said that only Minerva can do better than you, and you are the best artist, but only Minerva. Here I want to introduce Minerva. Minerva was the goddess, and she was the daughter of Jupiter. Jupiter was the god of all the gods in heaven. This story belongs from the Christians phenomena. She was the goddess of art and knowledge. So that's why people related to the art and knowledge. She really admired them and praised them, liked them, but she was strong and cruel too. So if the people misbehaved with her and make her aggressive, so she gave very bad punishments to them. So she is very strong, and she was very strong lady at all. So Minerva changed herself into an old lady and decided to visit Arachne, because Arachne challenged Minerva that only Arachne is best according to the Arachne, and she said Minerva cannot make very good art and pictures like me. So for these words of Arachne, Minerva decided to visit her, and as an old lady. I'm stopping this story here. We will continue it in next class, and what you have to do, you guys have to read page number 9 to 12 and search any 10 powerful words, learn their spelling, search their meanings and write them in your copy. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Only Arakni is best according to the Arakni, and she said Minerva cannot make very good art and pictures like me. So for these words of Arakni, Minerva decided to visit her, and as an old lady. I'm stopping this story here. We will continue it in next class. And what you have to do, you guys have to read page number 9 to 12 and search any 10 powerful words, learn their spelling, search their meanings and write them in your copy. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. This video is for class 5 English literature, and today we are going to read the chapter The First Spider, page number 9. I'm reading it, listen to me carefully. Spiders. Many people hate spiders. They think spiders are ugly. Some people are even afraid of them. Housewives do not like the webs that spiders make to catch flies and other insects. The webs make their nice clean homes look dirty. But if you go into a garden and see the spider's webs there, you may think differently. If you look closely, you will see that the webs are made very cleverly and that they are quite beautiful. Look at the threads they are made of. You will see that they are very thin, but they are also stronger than any threads that people can make. There are millions of different spiders. In science, they have a special name. They are called arachnidae. This story tells us why spiders have been given this name. Minerva and Arachne. Long ago, there was a goddess called Minerva. She was the goddess of knowledge and art. Her father was Jupiter. He was the king of all the gods. Minerva had no mother. One story says that she just jumped straight out of the head of her father. Jupiter holding a sword in her hand. She was a fierce goddess as well as a clever one. And if anyone made her angry, she could be very cruel. In those days, there was a poor farmer who lived in a little house with his wife and daughter. The girl's name was Arachne. When she was still quite small, She began to show that she was very clever with thread and cloth. Soon she became famous. She was able to sell her work for high prices, and her skill made the whole family quite rich. By the time Arapni was grown up, people were traveling long distances to see her work. She could take wool from the coats of sheep and make it into the softest, strongest, thinnest thread in the world. She would take many different threads and weave them under the over one another in order to make beautiful cloth. Then she would cover the cloth with pictures using different colored threads. Her busy needle shot in and out of the cloth like flashes of lightning. Flowers and fruits, birds and clouds appeared there like magic. How wonderful! Everyone cried. What skill! What art! Rich and important people praised Arachne. They gave her large amounts of money for her pictures. At first, she did not like it when they praised her. In her heart, she was still just a girl from a poor, simple family. She hid her hot, red face in her hands and looked down at her feet. Later, however, Arachne became quite used to praise and money. She bought her parents a nice house and she began to feel very pleased with herself. As good as Minerva. I must be special after all, Arachne said to herself. She became quite proud and she often boasted about how clever she was to all her visitors. One day a rich merchant arrived. He had travelled hundreds of miles to meet her. He said he would give her a very high price for a special piece of work. He wanted her to make a picture for his wife. Arachne made the thread. She used leaves and fruit to color it. She wove a wonderful piece of cloth that was colored green and blue, brown and gold. She added pictures of flowers and birds and insects. They were so real and lifelike. The merchant couldn't stop himself from reaching out and touching them. I cannot believe this, he cried. He held the cloth carefully and touched the beautiful flowers. I have never seen anything like it. You make thread and weave it into cloth like a goddess. Only Minerva herself could do better. Who says she could do better? Said Arachne. This is my best work, sir. No one can make thread or weave it better than I can. I hear that the goddess Minerva sometimes makes clothes in her free time, but I have never seen anything that she has done. Perhaps her work is better than mine. I am ready to believe it, but she will have to show me first. The goddess heard Arachne's proud words. She was hurt and angry. Who does this human think she is? Minerva said to herself. I must pay her a visit and talk to her. Perhaps she boasted a little without thinking what she was saying. If she is sorry, I will excuse her. The goddess took off her beautiful dress of purple and gold. She put on a torn old brown coat. She covered her beautiful hair with a black cloth. She took a strong stick, and when she began to walk, she leaned on it heavily. She used magic to change herself into an old woman with white hair and black broken teeth. She looked in her mirror. "That is very good," she said. "No one will ever know me like this." Here we are stopping this. We will continue our reading in next video. Till then, wait for the next video. Allah Hafiz.